Welcome back to another episode of the Hub on Hollywood podcast. I'm your co-host, James Rojas.
And I'm Jamie Blanco.
On this week's episode, actor Ethan Hawke stops by a local movie theater to talk about a film he's directed with his daughter, Maya Hawke. No big deal. We got a couple of upcoming film festivals in the works. The cast for the third installment of the Knives Out mystery movies is stacked, and it is coming out, and it is growing. And a review of Garfield, everyone's favorite orange cat. But first, Jamie.
Adorable Tabby.
Yeah,
yes,
he is adorable. I will give him that. But first, Jamie, the popcorn bucket wars have begun.
Yes. I hear. That is what I hear, James.
Yeah.
What is this bucket? Because the last one, right, we talked about, it had its issues, right? Some people saw more than what was on the surface, let's say. With the Dune buckets. So Ryan Reynolds has been playing with the idea of really capitalizing on that. What is this? What does he come out with?
So after the infamous release of the Dune popcorn bucket that turned the internet upside down and on fire, we have now a new contender in the race for the best popcorn bucket this year. And as Variety describes it, it is a new bangable popcorn bucket. Oh my goodness. So never thought I would ever say that out loud. Never thought I'd say that. But yeah, as you mentioned, Ryan Reynolds revealed the new Deadpool and Wolverine inspired popcorn bucket with a design that makes sense for a rated R film. So a new video was released on Ryan Reynolds on his Twitter. It shows Deadpool slowly caressing a Wolverine head-shaped popcorn bucket as the popcorn falls down into Wolverine's gaping mouth.
Oh God!
That's quite the series of words I used in that sentence. That sound awesome and terrifying at the same time.
Was that in the release, or was that in the article, or was that just your own colorful language?
That is in the video that Ryan Reynolds released. We'll show a little bit of that right now.
Oh God!
But to add on to that, Jamie, in case you have not seen the video, but there's also just for the cherry on top, there's even butter that drizzles down Wolverine's face, just to seal the deal in case you're wondering if this was rated R or not. So, of course, the internet is abuzz. AMC Theaters has not released a price or any more availability information on this yet, but people think that if it is like the Dune bucket, it's going to cost around $25, which I think may be worth it.
Okay. All right. Sure.
You don't sound sold.
No, I don't. I'm not sold. I don't know that we need to be promoting bangable buckets. Especially at the movie theater, in public, like.
Well, to be fair,
I'm just saying, take it home, guys.
To be fair, I don't think anybody's encouraging you to bang the bucket at the movie theater or at all. It's just saying that it is apparently bangable if you so please, if you so desire that. But I'm all for this leaning into not the sexualization of popcorn buckets, but the leaning into just making these events, movie-going experiences more fun, unique, and jokey and light and all that stuff. So if this is what it takes to fill up those seats, a mouthful of popcorn in Wolverine's head, I'm all for it. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. I mean, I get that. That's fine. I'm just saying, I looked at this, okay? I looked at the Wolverine bucket, and I looked at the Dune sandworm bucket, and I gotta say, I like the sandworm better at this point. Like, at least it had the teeth, and it was kind of cool. Like, this one is just like a gaping maw of of a mouth.
Right.
And I think that the worm was probably a cooler choice or a more comfortable choice. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying, I kind of like the worm better at this point. But
right.
Where's the Deadpool one? Why is it only Wolverine with that you could reach your hand down into his mouth and eat popcorn out of?
Well, Deadpool has a mask over his mouth, so that wouldn't make any sense, Jamie. Think about it.
Oh gosh, yeah. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, but I think,
just told-
because this is Deadpool inspired, I think Deadpool would love the joke to be on Wolverine, on Hugh Jackman. So I think it makes sense. And I think I
Yeah.
will be in line. I will be among those in the concession line to get myself a Wolverine popcorn bucket. Because now they're becoming collectibles. And as soon as somebody buys them, they put it up online on eBay, and it goes for hundreds of dollars. So this is an investment. If you want to put your kids through college, you're going to buy as many Wolverine gaping mouth popcorn buckets there are.
God, I guess so.
This
But
is an
we
investment.
don't know. We don't know when these are rolling out, or if they actually are rolling out. Right.
Well, AMC retweeted Ryan Reynolds' tweet about it with some like shifty eyes, and so I think there is a collaboration going on. AMC has not released any information, but the movie is coming out on July 26th, so you got to assume it's going to come out with the movie premiere.
I like it. I agree with you that they need to come up with these kind of like viral marketing efforts, like these things that are going to draw people to spend more money at the theater, or go to the theater, or go to these events that will get you, those special buckets and whatnot. It's a good draw. It's a good draw.
Yeah. Anything to save the box office, because as we saw this past weekend, Memorial Day weekend, it was a huge bomb for the box office. Even though there was Furiosa, even though there was Garfield coming out, people just did not turn out for those films. And it was one of the worst Memorial Day weekends at the theaters since in like 20 years. And so if not, about like 25 years. And so it's never been that bad. And so if this helps fill those seats, if this helps the movie theater stay alive, then I'm all for it.
As long as people's pants stay on, I'm for it. Okay. That's all I'm saying.
Now, we will review Garfield in a bit on this show, but really quick, are you surprised that the box office had such a terrible weekend, knowing that Furiosa came out and Garfield came out? You kind of have those demographics that hit older adults, and you have that demographic that hits families and kids.
Right, but like we've talked about, like there's no MCU out there, there's no like huge draw, and it's Memorial Day weekend, everybody's out on the beach, everybody's in the parks, everybody's going on trips and in the woods or whatever. They don't want to be in a cold theater, they want to go out and enjoy the sun. So I can see how maybe that's not where everybody wants to be if there's not a huge draw. And sure, they had Garfield, but what kids nowadays know anything about Garfield, right? Because it's all about Sigma, I'm a level 5 Sigma, Gia, whatever.
I have no idea what you just said.
Neither do I. My son, my 8-year-old son, is a youth thing. The Utes out there are saying these things. And my son told me today that I have no Riz. And I'm like, look, I got Rizzle for shizzle. Okay, you can't tell me that.
You are here on this planet because of my Riz.
Exactly. You sing it, James. Sing it. So, anyways, I don't know how that has to do with what that has to do with Garfield. But I'm saying maybe Garfield doesn't have the Riz that it takes, or the Alpha Gia, I don't know what, for to get the Gen Alpha kids in the theater. Gen Alpha's built different. And Garfield has not been in the social sphere for a very, very long time. So I don't know that there was enough of a draw there for the kids. And Furiosa, it looks really cool, but I don't think it's not enough of a following. There's not
like
enough
a general
of
audience. Yeah, I think it is getting great reviews, and I actually did love Mad Max Fury Road, and this is a prequel to that, and I do plan on seeing it, but it's not one of those films where like I need to see it opening weekend, but again, I do want to, so maybe that's why people are just kind of like, they'll go see it when they get to it, and that's unfortunate, because again, I'm hearing really good things about this movie. I'm also hearing things of why this isn't doing so well is because this is a movie that people think should have come out 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, because the last one came out 10 years ago, and apparently this movie,
too long.
This movie ends right where Fury Road picks up. So people are saying, why are you going with Anya Taylor-Joy? Is that her name?
Yes. And
why are they going with her when they could have used Charlize Theron? Even because the movie apparently picks up right after, these movies back to back. And so, like, okay, why use the same actress or a different actress? So there's a lot of reasons why going against it. And you mentioned also another theory is that no Marvel film this summer. Also, the strikes, they slashed the slate of movies that were supposed to be coming up. So a lot of movies got moved around, shifted around, and so that could be one big reason why this box office was not that memorable. So,
and I have to say, I was in the theater. We did see Garfield Memorial Day weekend, and it was crickets. It was crickets at the theater. As we were walking in, I'm like, oh no. So it was apparent.
Well, we'll get into that in a minute. But speaking of films that are in theaters and people actually did go to see this one, is my understanding. Ethan Hawke, the great actor, also known from everything from Training Day to the Purge films, he was in Somerville at the Coolidge Corner Theater promoting his film that he directed called Wildcat, that also stars his daughter Maya Hawke, who you would very likely know from the Stranger Things Netflix series. And so he posted a picture on Instagram showing him with the staff also doing a Q&A on the stage. So we have reached out to Ethan Hawke's people, so we're just waiting on word for him to give us a call back and talk about Wildcat. But from what I hear, it's a good film also. So I think it's playing currently right now still at the Coolidge Corner Theater in Somerville. So be sure to check that out. Yeah.
Nice.
Speaking about Somerville and movies, we are getting into film festival season, and at the Somerville Theater, the 70 millimeter and widescreen festival is ramping up. We're getting ready to start the celebration of Columbia Pictures and MGM Films, and so they're going to be bringing out the classics, including Ben-Hur, Lawrence of Arabia, 2001: A Space Odyssey on 70 millimeter film, and then we're also getting some other 35 millimeter films, including Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, It's Always Fair Weather, Funny Girl, and Raintree County. That's going to be June 12th through the 23rd.
Yep, festival passes are available on their website, somervilletheater.com. And individual passes can be purchased there as well. So that sounds like a really fun event if you are a cinephile and you want to see that original sumptuousness, you might say, on the big screen. Go ahead and get with the program.
Also, speaking about the program, the Nantucket Film Festival released their program, released their list of short and feature films that are going to be screening this year. This film festival runs June 19th through the 24th, and as always, you can find out more information on their website, nantucketfilmfestival.org. So a lot of really cool films to see and to look forward to. But Jamie, there is one movie that we are both looking forward to, and that is the third film of this presumably, let me retake that, but we're going to keep it in.
You can do it.
This is we got this. So this is the third film in the Knives Out mystery trilogy, potentially,
there you go.
A saga. How about that? But the names of those joining the cast is coming out and growing. Jamie, do you have this list in front of you? Because this is a pretty stacked cast.
It is, and that's one of the things I love about these Knives Out movies. Every time they come out, the cast is just to die for. So this
or
time
literally
around,
to kill for.
Who's the killer? Is it Jamie? Is it James? Oh my God!
It was both of them.
It was both of them. Whoops. Anyways, it was Glenn Close. Okay, joining the cast alongside Daniel Craig, Jeremy Renner. Oh my God, I love him so much. One of my all-time favorites.
He is back,
will be
baby.
A part of. That's right. After he was in a terrible accident, and he is back up, and we're so happy to see him. Wake Up Dead Man. Jeremy Renner is going to be in that. Mila Kunis also joining in along with Kerry Washington. It's just stacked.
And breaking news, Jamie, we also learned that Daryl McCormick has been added to the cast. He stars in Good Luck to You and Leo Grande. I haven't watched those shows, but there is a good buzz, a lot of hype around this actor, 31-year-old actor. So this is a great cast. As you mentioned, Knives Out and Glass Onion, the cast was incredible. I think my favorites so far in each of the films were like Jamie Lee Curtis. I mean, everybody's amazing, but my standouts who I loved in each film was probably Jamie Lee Curtis in Knives Out, Edward Norton in the second one. What's her name? Who was like the main protagonist in Glass Onion? Something Monet, Janelle Monáe. She's fantastic. So great cast. Dave Bautista, Anna de Armas, Chris Evans. If there's one thing Rian Johnson does well, it's casting. So kudos to you, Rian Johnson.
Snap. Our Lord and Savior, Rian Johnson. So.
Sure, I guess.
I don't know if he agrees with that, but I do.
No.
I will be coming door to door selling people on Rian Johnson, so there's that. But now, I couldn't be more excited for it.
No, me too. I don't think there's a release date. Is there? I haven't seen one.
Next year?
Nor where they're going to be shooting.
No, we don't know where they're going to be shooting yet. They shot the first movie here in New England. Very much hoping that we can draw them back to our region, but as of right now, no rumors, no confirmation that that is going to be happening imminently. But filming for Knives Out 3 is supposed to begin this fall.
Now, speaking of a stacked cast, would you say that there is a stacked cast in Garfield?
Somewhat. I mean...
Your pause answers that question.
And I kind of have an issue with it, okay?
Let's get into it.
The issue is that Chris Pratt cannot have all the movies, okay? He cannot voice the lead in every major animated, motion picture franchise. It's not fair. And it's not that he's not good, James. It's just I'm tired of his voice. Like, I want someone else to have a chance. I want to hear someone else's acting prowess. I don't like the fact that, all of these A-list celebrities have moved into animation and taken the jobs of people who that was their main job. They were voice actors predominantly, and now actors are taking voice actor jobs, and I don't feel good about it. I don't feel great about it.
Yeah, not to derail, but that's one reason why I really enjoyed X-Men 97 is because they brought back many of the original voice actors, and these are voice actors that, unless you're really big fans of the show or of their work, you wouldn't know who they are. And so it's good that, that those actors were brought back instead of maybe Chris Pratt voicing Wolverine in X-Men 97. That would have been terrible. But back to Garfield. Is this a terrible movie, or is this a great movie?
Okay,
I know that's a Tony the Tiger reference, but
that's
we'll
not
go with it.
Close enough, I guess. So my son and I went to go see this opening weekend, and my son obviously knows nothing about Garfield. He had a lot of questions about what Garfield is. Why does he hate Mondays? Why is he so obsessed with lasagna? Exactly. So I had to explain the comic strip to him and all of that. 36% on Rotten Tomatoes, but I came out of it giving it maybe a 6.5 out of 10 shirtless Kylo Rens. But anyways, the plot here is after an unexpected reunion with his long-lost father, the street cat Vic, Garfield, who's a cuddly and obese, very fond of pasta house cat, is forced to leave his comfortable life, and together with Vic and Odie, they have to plan a crazy robbery in order to help his father. So it's sort of a heist and a coming of age. And, the animation threw me off. I will say I didn't really love the animation style. I thought the story was okay. It was more than enjoyable enough for me and my 8-year-old. But if you're looking for cinema, if you're looking for an animated movie that's going to touch your heart, make you think, change your life, This is not that movie. This is not that movie. But if you want something to keep your children entertained for an hour and 45 minutes, then this is a great movie to go see right now. And
an
you
hour
don't
and 45 minutes?
Know. Is it? Let's see.
That may be a long kids movie, isn't it? I feel like kids movies need to be like 90 minutes max.
Yeah, it's an hour 40, so it is a little bit long. But my son liked it. You don't need to know who Garfield is, so that's a good thing going into, or what he stands for, or anything like that. But I feel like a lot of the references don't land for the kids, and they barely land for me as an adult, because Garfield is something that's barely in my memory even.
Yeah.
Not that I'm that old. Jeez. Yeah. We're both in our 20s, right? We're both still in college.
Absolutely.
So it's just not something that I think is on the public consciousness as much. So I don't know that the excitement is there, or that some of the references land at all. But you don't really need it in order to have your child enjoy this. But I don't think that there's a lot there for the grown-ups. Sometimes these movies will have a lot of things that make the grown-ups happy or excited or make them laugh. But there wasn't as much of that in this either. So if you're not tired of listening to Chris Pratt and you want to go see something that'll entertain your kids for a little while, then I recommend Garfield. But other than that, meh.
Is he at least changing his voice? Because I know in Lego Movie, he does a voice. I think in what's the other animated one? Mario. He slightly adjusts his voice into like an Italian plumber. How does he do with this performance?
I don't think it's different enough. I'm like, it's just him again. Like, I don't think he changes his voice enough. To be honest, I think he's going for something a little bit softer. But I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. I'm sorry if you're a big Chris Pratt fan, but I'm just tired of his voice.
I don't think it's just you. Again, according to the ratings and everything, other people seem to agree with that. But would you predict there's going to be a sequel? Do you think there's enough buzz around this thing, or no?
I want to say no. And I would want to tell the movie executives, no. The answer is no. Don't do it. But they're looking to revive everything. They're looking to bring up every dead horse, every zombie, every IP that ever existed, and try to give it new life and yeah. So I don't know.
The executives are like, we hear you loud and clear. We're gonna bring back the Care Bears, starring Chris Pratt as the voice of Huggy Bear, or whichever one of the Care Bears I don't know any of the Care Bears, but goodness. Oh goodness!
There's a heart one. There's a rainbow one.
So do you recommend? So you said your kid enjoyed it. Do you think it's worth going to the movie theater, or should people wait till it's streaming?
Depends on what your kid wants, man. But if you need a day out of the house, it's worth it. If you can hold out and wait for it to be on streaming, it's probably better to save your money on this one. Sorry.
How about skipping Garfield and just going to go see Furiosa?
I don't think your kid's gonna like that. Yeah,
I think that's appropriate.
You might like it. You might like that.
There's monster trucks. There's chasing. There's explosions. Which kid doesn't love that?
Can I tell you something real quick that might get me arrested? But I mean, it's not going to get me arrested now. It's been like 20, 30 years. My father would take me to the movie theaters when I was growing up. And there was a theater right near our house. And he taught me how to sneak in the back door. Let
me guess. The exits in the back?
The exits in the back. Because back then there was no security back then. It was just really easy to do that. And how to give yourself a movie like... whatchamacallit, when you watch a bunch of movies in a row.
We call it like a movie marathon.
Movie marathon. So, you just walk to the next theater. You just go from theater to theater to theater. And I used to do that at the Boston AMC, like when I was done with one thing. Because that theater's so huge. There's no one there that can possibly monitor, everyone. No. So I just walk into the next theater. So you could absolutely walk from Garfield to Furiosa. Just don't get caught.
Since we are confessing our crimes, the Familia de Rojas also did the same thing. We called it a movie day. So literally, we would go to like the first screening of whatever, like at 10 o'clock, and then after that, you go to the restroom, do your thing, go to the concession line, get some. First you go in with a bag full of McDonald's hamburgers or whatever else you packed in there. So that is the first round, and then you go to the restroom. After that, you go to the concessions. Then you have the popcorn meal, the treats, and then you go to second movie. And then you kind of rinse and repeat until I think there's a max of probably 3 movies that somebody can handle in one day. I think we could push it to 4, but I think 3 is a good number to try to stick with. But I think there is a statute of limitations, and so I don't think anybody's going to be following us or finding us.
I think we're past that. And I wanted to just give a quick shout out to Goo of Mac and Goo, who also took his kid to go see Garfield, but made the terrible mistake of going to get like these super, super hot wings beforehand.
Yeah, Dave's hot wings or hot chicken. Yeah, I heard that story too. It was maybe it's for the best. They left the movie early because that may have been more entertaining for Goo's son. So who knows?
Skip the hot wings, go straight to the theater. There we go.
Oh, well, speaking about heading straight to the theater, I'm really excited because I am looking forward to watching The Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Again, one of those movies where I really want to see it, but not in a big rush to see it in the opening weekend. But I did delay this purposefully because all of the new Planet of the Apes films are on Disney+. So I went through the trilogy again just to... I saw the first 2, but it's been a while since I saw the second one, so I had to refresh my memory about what happened. And then I watched the third one, War. Was it War of the Planet of the Apes? Yeah, I think that was the third one. Because there's Rise, Dawn, and then War. And watched War. Incredible movies. These movies are fantastic. They look beautiful. The story is solid. I know these are apes, but they feel more human than some other characters in some other terrible movies that are coming out nowadays. Yeah. And so I watched the 3. I'm ready. I'm amped to watch The Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, also getting really good reviews as well. So that's what I was watching, and that's what I'm planning to watch. So
awesome.
Yeah, excited.
I can't get past the title, to be honest, The Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. So my son and I, we like to joke, we're like, it's the kingdom of the universe, of the galaxy, of the neighborhood, of the area of the apes, because I just can't get past the title, but that's just very petty of me. I'm just going to go see this.
Just go to the box office and just say 1 for the Apes movie or 2 for the Apes movie. They'll know what you're talking about, so you don't have to go through the whole...
Yeah, so you didn't watch the Edward Norton movie, did you? Not the Edward Norton.
You're talking about the Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg one.
I saw that years ago, and I vowed to never see that movie ever again. At the time, I will be honest. Yeah. At the time, when that movie came out in theaters, I was a kid, and I did enjoy it. You had like talking apes, and there was war. There were monkeys and apes and gorillas and orangutan and everything, and I loved animals. At that time, I didn't know about Marky Mark's history or whatever. So at the time, it wasn't a great movie, but it was entertaining. But then I had rewatched it again at some point, and I'm like, yeah, this movie is all over the place. The makeup, the everything else, the scenery looks fantastic, but not all the acting, holds, and the story, it has its twists and turns or whatever. Anyway, I did not watch that. Long story short, I watched the good ones, and I'm happy that I did. Ones.
Okay. Yeah. And coming off of the trilogy, what are you hoping for when you finally do get to go see Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes?
Well, other than the food, other than the Impossible Nuggets and soda and curly fries and or mozzarella sticks, again, I go all out for these things. I don't know. I mean, I am hearing good things about it, so, a solid story. I know the effects are going to be phenomenal. They just keep getting better and better and better. So that's going to be fun. I don't think these are movies that you turn your brain off and just watch, but it's one of those movies where, like, these are talking apes on riding horses and, like, capturing humans. Like, there's not much there, but the thing is, they do make the characters, feel real, and you care about them. So I'm looking forward to that. I have high hopes, high expectations for Planet of the Apes.
High hopes. Yay! All right, you know what I have high hopes for?
What?
For continuing our winning streak on Cinequotes.
Absolutely. We got this.
Yes.
I know, I think we're on a 4-winning streak.
Yeah.
4-streak winning streak.
Game. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's get right into it. Again, for those of you who are not familiar with Cinequote, it's basically an online game. Cinequote.net. You can play along with us or by yourself because there are no rules. But each morning, each day, there is a movie selected, and you have to guess the movie based off the quotes that are provided. You have up to 5 guesses to get it right. And I think the last one, we got it on one guess. The one before that, maybe 3rd or 4th guess. But again, we're on a roll right now. So we're gonna bring this home. Imagine if it's like the Planet of the Apes, like the original one. But let's go right into today's game, number 533, if you're listening and watching at home. But Jamie, if you are ready, I am ready to go with quote number 1 in 3, 2, 1.
Just keep them out, especially these 2 little buttwads.
Excuse me, sir, but you're not planning to attack us with any more of your bodily functions, are you?
You just make sure that we never meet again. Ever.
That sounds like the second person who spoke sounds like David Spade.
Absolutely. That's definitely David Spade.
Yeah, just keep them out, especially these little butt wads. Is it like Tommy Boy? It's either Tommy Boy
let's do that.
or what's that other one with Chris Farley? Because they're in 2 movies, Tommy Boy and Black Sheep.
Possibly? Why don't we try Tommy Boy first?
We'll try Tommy Boy. Tommy Boy in 3, 2, 1. No. Okay, so it may be Black Sheep, but we're going to go with listening to quote number 2 in 3, 2, 1.
Come on, Lieutenant. Join us in a friendly game of Simon Says. There's just nothing to it. Now, Simon Says, touch your toes. Come on, Lieutenant. Simon Says, clap your hands.
That sounds like there's no my brain's not working. I can't get his name. But you want to try Black Sheep?
Let's try Black Sheep. Let's see. $1996. 3, 2, 1. No.
It is not.
Okay.
It sounds like
so David Spade movie. Yeah.
David Spade and dude from Men in Black with Will Smith.
Oh, Tommy Lee Jones?
There we go. Tommy Lee Jones. Another Tommy, right. I thought it sounded like Tommy Lee Jones in the back with David Spade, but I don't know.
All right, let's try quote number 3. Quote number 3 in 3, 2, 1.
Proctor, this is an alley.
I know, sir, but these are the directions Mahoney gave me.
Mahoney?
Yes, sir. He says this restaurant has the best salad bar in town.
Well, it damn sure better have.
Police?
I'll guess. I have no guess.
Police? That sounds like Police Academy. That one.
Let's try it.
Okay.
In 3, 2, 1.
No, that's not
No.
it.
Okay, you at home, listening, watching, have you already guessed this and figured it out? How bad are we doing? Or are you right there with us and have no idea what this is? Okay.
One more. We gotta listen to the next guess.
In 3, 2, 1.
Tack. How about letting me squeeze off a few rounds of that baby?
Tack? Affirmative, Mrs. F. Now be careful, because a 44 Magnum has quite a...
Oh my God, no, it is. It's one of the Police Academies, isn't it?
Damn, that was fun.
There's like 15 Police Academy. Police Academy, The First Assignment, Back to Training, Citizens on Patrol. There are literally like so many Police Academy. We could try 2.
Okay, how about you try 2? I'm gonna try 4. I think it might be Citizens on Patrol.
This might be cheating. Let's do Citizens on Patrol. We have to stick together. We're a team.
We make up the rules. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Citizens on Patrol. That's my guess.
3, 2,
Ready?
1.
Yeah!
Aha! Look at you. All right. Did you get that? I was joking when I said there are like 20 police academies, but like, yeah, there are like 6 or 7 police academies.
There are.
That may be too many police academies.
We complain about sequels, you know, and there were a lot of those. Yay!
That's fantastic.
All right.
All right. Well, you know what else is fantastic? Following and subscribing and liking the Hub on Hollywood podcast, whether you are watching
That's
this on YouTube. Thank you so much. Be sure to leave a comment down below with any suggestions. If you are a local actor, reach out to us via our email. And if you are listening to us on any of the major podcasting streaming services, thank you so much. Be sure to leave a review on Apple Podcasts. It really does help out the podcast. Great show, Jamie. This is a nice, tight one.
Yes. Like a twiga. Like a twiga.
Yeah, just like a tiger. Yeah, just like a Wolverine popcorn bucket's mouth. Okay, I've gone too far. I've gone too far.
Come on, James. All right. And with that, okay, we'll see you next week, Lane. We'll see you next